Hi, Rich customers and friends. As you all know, I am Chris with the Brewing Company, and this is John. I'm sure you're familiar with him as well. We were blessed this year with 2 large advent calendars of small batch import beers from Germany. Small breweries, the names of which have a hard time finding on the internet. They don't have websites or anything. We're going to be doing a day-by-day ranking and rating of these beers via BCJP style guidelines. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first beer here. We're starting off with this wonderful brew from Falter Brewing Company, established in 1649, so it's an early one. It's a Helles style, so if you guys have had Brewing Stuttgart, you're familiar with this style. Normally it's going to be pretty much as close to a domestic as you can get in the United States. So we're going to, without further ado, crack this thing open and see what it looks like.
Hopefully it's delicious.
That's satisfying.
I'm making a mess already.
Oh, it's okay. These came from overseas. They probably have all kinds of nucleation in them. So, a little beer on the bar for our homies. It's pretty. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at that beautiful, beautiful golden straw color in there. This is pretty standard for a Helles. You'll find in the BCJP guidelines that the votes that you get, the points that you can be awarded for color, is a total of 3 out of 50. So it's not exactly an important thing, but if you were to open this up and it was amber in color or had too light or pale of a color, we would have to remove those 3 points and say, you guys just missed the mark here.
I think they got it this time.
Yeah, I would agree. So I think we're going to give them that 3 out of 3 on appearance. Aroma, before we get into drinking, which is the fun part.
You can smell it from where we spilled on the bar.
It's true. Oh wow. So it's got almost a fresh sweetness to it. Who knows?
I don't really pick up that floral note that it's supposed to have though.
No, it's definitely, this could be really fresh. I don't know if we got a new can or an old can. Expiration is 2025, so I'm guessing it's pretty new. But overall, there's nothing wrong with it. The thing is that these are all using noble hops, like Tettninger and varietals like that. So anything that's kind of floral even is a little bit like smelling like a flower, a wildflower. You get a little bit of that, but it's not as spicy, so it's probably not dealing with any of the English varietals.
Right.
I mean, I think it's not everything I want in an aroma.
There's nothing wrong with it on the nose.
Right. I think these guys could get full marks on that. I think that's not where we want to bring them in.
Give them a taste.
Yeah. I want to mark this down first here, but oh my god.
12 points.
12 points, yeah. So far, a perfect score. This is not a this style is being nailed on the head so far. Clean, sweet. Let's see if it has the. Beer. I needed that today.
Very smooth. Like, not a whole lot of carbonation going on inside the beer.
Yep, I think that all came out on the table. This is definitely not aggressive in overall body, but I think that's also appropriate. You don't need to have a highly carbonated export. It really lets the malt character shine through.
It is definitely malty. It's semi-sweet.
And that is the other thing too, as me and John were talking before this, we anticipated having some Helles's in this menu here, and Helles's outside of Munich are generally more full bodied than those that come out of Munich. So this is from, again, a small brewery outside of Munich. For being this malty, this is not what you see in a Munich Helles, but I think it's very appropriate for being a small batch one, essentially the craft beer of Germany.
Honestly, it is delicious.
Yep.
It is a fantastic beer.
There's a little bit of bitterness to it, but that's also appropriate for the style. Those noble hops are shining through, and I think this is great. This is kind of just drinks like a perfect craft Helles. Actually reminds me a lot of Stuttgart, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. In fact, I could probably guess the hop rye because I think we did the same thing. But yeah, I don't think man, I hate to give a perfect score on our first beer of the Advent calendar. It's gonna be a really hard show to follow.
I'll give them an 18 out of 20.
18 on flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of a stringency on it that from the hops that I don't know if an average person would enjoy, and I don't know if it's really off flavor, but I think that we could say let's be hard judges on these guys. Let's and we can maintain that as we go forward.
But I mean, I even for a beer, and I know a lot of domestics have this, you can still taste the can. Like, it's not bottled.
Yeah.
So it still has that aluminum tinge to it.
Yes, there's definitely that going on here, and I'm not sure that could be also, you know, for lack of a better saying, that could be an off flavor of the beer as well. It's hard to know if it's from the can or if it's a byproduct of fermentation, but it is there, and that's you know what you're tasting. So, yeah, I think 18 is fair. Let's give them the benefit. Let's take out this beer off this pen real quick. Very important. Mouthfeel, I feel like we're in game with the full bodiness. I don't think that's going to be something that's overly harsh.
I'll give them a 4, just 'cause I would have liked to see a little bit more carbonation. But
Yeah.
like again, it could have been how we poured it.
Well, it's also how it's canned. I mean, that foaming, that's a side effect of all the products bottled. If any of you had our non-imperial meat from the past, that also foamed quite a bit. That's a byproduct of our bottling method. So shame on you, Falter, for making bombs. But we'll accept you for that. Still, that leaves us with one last one, which is an overall impression of 10 points. What do you think? I'd say an 8 probably.
I was gonna say an 8.
Yeah.
A few things. I mean, the little tinge to it. The smell is great. The mouthfeel is good. I would have liked a little bit more carbonation. Maybe a little bit more floral, but other than that, solid beer.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we got these guys are getting a 45 out of 50 in the BCJP guidelines. That's a very good score. I mean, many gold medalists would be in that same category. So I don't think these guys are doing a bad job. We're just being picky. So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up for this one here. Again, this is Falter Export Hellas from a small town that I can't pronounce and could not find a website for. So.
And the entire can's in German, so.
Yep. Google Lens helped us a little bit, but we're still kind of playing catch up on here. So tune in tomorrow and we'll see what the next one is. It could be dark, could be another Hellas. Who knows? All right,
Until next time.
over and out.